Hello, we're going to grow some hot chilies today. Right, what you're going to need is your chili seeds, some compost discs, some hot water at 28 degrees, so you're going to need a thermometer, a pair of tweezers, and a propagator. Now I'm using the electric one because it's going to raise the temperature by about 8 degrees, the ambient temperature. As you can see, the temperature in here at the moment is 22.5, so that's going to bring it up to about 30 degrees. Anywhere between 28 and 30 degrees is what you need for your hot chilies. You're also going to need your labels. These are your compost discs. They're only cheap, these are like $2.99. If you haven't got a propagator, there's no point in trying to start hot chilies. You need a propagator. Last year I didn't have the electric one, so what I did was I just had a normal propagator. I've got underfloor heating, so I turned the heating up in the bathroom and left them on the bathroom floor in there. I had some successful results and a lot of my chilies came up, but I also managed to cook everybody in the house at the same time because it was just so hot in here. So the reason being, I've invested in this electronic one. This is the 7 series from Garland. It's a really good propagator, reasonably good price, and you have all these individual compartments. As you can see, what I've done is I've labelled these. These are the ones that I've already started. I've got my rare ones there. I've labelled them just for my own benefit. Mild, going through to medium, hot, and then your super hots, which are like Yorkshire Nags and that. Now, patience is needed. It's going to take at least a month for your super hots to germinate. The reason I've separated mine like this is because your milder chilies usually germinate a lot quicker than what your hot chilies will germinate at. So I've just done that for my own convenience. So what we're going to do is we're going to put some hot water in here. Get that temperature up to about 30, just over 30 degrees, because by the time the discs have soaked, it's going to have cooled down. So I don't know if you can see that, but that's up to just over 30 degrees now. So what we're going to do, grab our compost discs, and we're just going to drop them in there like that, and then they will fill out and rise up. So we're just going to wait for those to expand. As you can see, they're already growing in size. They're fantastic, these, because you put your seed in, it germinates, and you can plant this straight into a pot with your compost, so you don't have to worry about damaging your roots or anything. The bit around the outside will just break down with the rest of the material. They're fantastic. I prefer the compost ones. These are the co-air ones, and they tend to fall out a bit. I prefer the compost ones, but I couldn't get any of them. So while I'm waiting for them to soak, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you on a little tour of last year's chilies that I'm overwintering. So we've got chilies everywhere at the moment. These are the ones that I'm overwintering in the house. We've got the fish pepper, which is a variegated pepper, which is sort of rare-ish one, I suppose. We've got the Fatali Gourmet Jigsaw. Now, if you notice, there's a little bit up here that's started to die off. So what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to cut that back. So I'll just get some secateurs. Right, I've got some secateurs now. So we're going to find... We'll take this one out. What we'll do is we're going to find where there's some nice growth. Say here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to cut that back just like that. As you can see, there's nice healthy green growth in there. The plant's still very much alive. And then we'll just put that back. A lot of people say to cut them all back, but I'm experimenting and I'm leaving the leaves on until they drop themselves. But if you've got any bad bits like that, as you can see there, it's dying off. Just cut it off. It's fine. Throw that in the bin. We've got a cherry roxa here, which has dropped all its leaves, and I've already cut that one back. But as you can see, if I can get the focus in, I'm not getting very good focus on that, but there's new buds coming out from there. This one's Carolina Reaper. This is the hottest chili in the world at 2.2 million Scovilles. And this one is another Carolina Reaper, a smaller one. I've also made myself a light box, as you can see here, which was really cheap to do. It's just a simple 30 watt CFL bulb wired to a socket, as you can see, and just plugged in on a timer so it runs itself. These are the ones that I started late last year. We've got Black Stinger, as you can see, that's still very much alive. We've got the Yorkshire Naga, which is looking rather well and healthy. And we've also got a Moruga Scorpion, which is another super hot chili. I think it was the second or third hottest in the world. They're doing absolutely fine under there. They're staying healthy, but I haven't watered them for about, I'd say at least 3 weeks. I'd say every 3 to 4 weeks, I'll soak them for 12 hours in some just normal cold warmish water, and yeah, they're doing fine. What I'll do with them when the weather starts to heat up is I'll give them a good soak, repot them, give them some food, and then they'll start to flourish again. We've got another one here as well, which is a AGA Fantasy. It's only sold by one company in the UK. It's patent pended, so you can't sell these plants or the chilies or anything because it's patent pended. As you can see, there's new buds coming out from the sides of there, even though there's no leaves. So that one's doing absolutely fine. We'll go outside now. These are my normal chilies, just normal cayenne peppers, normal bell pepper, but to say we're in the 8th of January, they're doing absolutely fine outside on their own. I mean, this one here is just a normal jalapeno chili, and as you can see, that is still looking really healthy. So, I mean, the weather's quite mild at the moment. I'm just experimenting. This one here, again, is another hot cayenne. These leaves are dying off. All I'll do with that is I'll just pull these dead leaves off and cut that back like I did with the other one. If we go to the greenhouse, then you can see that the rest of my super hot chilies are all doing quite fine in here. This is the AGA Fantasy. It's still ripening up in the greenhouse. It's dropped all its leaves, but as you can see, it's still a healthy plant and it's doing fine. We've got 2 fish peppers here. We've got a Black Stinger. We've got another fish pepper. We've got a chocolate boot naga there, which, as you can see, it's dropped the majority of its leaves, but it's still a nice, healthy plant, which should come back nicely in the spring. We've got another fish pepper, we've got another chocolate boot jalokia there, we've got a Kashmiri mesh,